This is great, all the noise. This is good. Okay. All right. If you're in my class, be sure to put your name on the roll that's there, so you get your points. I'd like to ask Kate Reeves of the Chamber to come up and say a couple of words.
Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good. Okay, so really quick, raise your hand if you're a chamber member. Oh, okay. Nice. All right, for those of you who have not raised your hand this morning, you need to come see me after this. I just wanted to update you guys on a couple of things that the chamber is doing with this month and next month. But really quick, on February 13th, we have our business education series, and it is open for members and non-members. There's just a price difference, and if you're interested, you can check our website. This month, it's going to be leadership management and supervision, and this is actually going to be a panelist discussion, and our panelists are going to feature Cedric King with Pinova, Paravon with Sea Island, Don Asdell with International Auto Logistics, and Paolo Albuquerque with Georgia Power. So it will be a really cool class. And it's going to be from 8:30 to 9:30 at the chamber office in the large boardroom. And there are going to be donuts by Dunkin' Donuts and complimentary coffee as well. So if you guys are interested, be sure to check our website for more details. On February 8th, which is actually tomorrow, we have our Economic Outlook Luncheon, which will be on the Jekyll Island Convention Center. February 15th, we have a ribbon cutting schedule for Southeast Georgia Health System's Senior Care Rehab Center. If you guys are interested in coming out and showing your support, that's super wonderful if you come. It's welcome. Anybody in the public can come. It's going to be at 4:30. Coming up, we also have our Business After Hours event this month. It's going to be on February 22nd at Ember on St. Simon's Island, and it's just our monthly networking event where members and non-members can come together and get to know one another. There will be door prize drawings, 50-50 raffles, so it'll be a really great time. It's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30. And then last but not least, we have our Chamber Expo coming up on March 8th. If you guys are not familiar with this is the Chamber's, one of their largest trade shows and fundraising events. But also, it's an opportunity for people in the public to gather together to explore what our members offer. There are going to be exhibitor booths all throughout the Jekyll Island Convention Center. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be food, live entertainment, and it's just another opportunity to come together and network along with exploring other businesses in the community and their goods and services. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And if any of you are interested in joining the chamber, I will stick around at the end of this. So I will have brochures and my business cards and membership applications if anybody is interested in learning more about it. Thank you.
For those that may not know, the College of Coastal Georgia came into existence in 2008, and we started bachelor's degrees in 2009. And our first graduating class of students that had bachelor's degrees was in 2011. In terms of Bachelor of Business Administration, we had 6 graduates. I could pick them all out of a lineup, which is sort of cool. Last May, we had 75 business students graduate, so we're on the right track. But one of our first graduates, maybe number 4, is Justin Henshaw, who simply describes himself as a serial entrepreneur. So I thought it'd be cool to have him come talk about it. Thank you.
sit
cool?
down and
Is
talk.
this cool?
You're cool just standing there. Put it down.
Sorry.
Break out the song.
There we go. There we go. I just thought this would be a little bit more comfortable. So Skip told me to tell my story, and I told him there's just not enough time. So I figured I would go through it as quickly as I can, and then I'm excited about the questions and stuff. So I'd love to get your feedback on all my projects, but most notably the recent one that I did. As Skip said, that I'm a graduating class of 2011, first graduating class of the bachelor program. Got my BBA at college, love them. Before that, I'm from here, born and raised, class at Glen Academy, class of 1998, Glen Academy. And go Terriers, Lil Lang, sorry. I was a random opportunity to go to New York City, live in Manhattan for a couple of years. I was up there when 9/11 happened, and was inspired, and joined the Marine Corps. And I spent 6 years in the infantry with several tours to Iraq and Afghanistan in my 20s. 2008, got honorably discharged and came back home, loved my home, and didn't know really what I wanted to do, but knew I wanted to go to college and use my GI Bill, found out that the college was doing bachelor programs, and did that. In college, I kind of learned, actually in my entrepreneurship class, and maybe even a little bit before then, my love for business in general. Not one particular business, I just love the art of rubbing two dimes together and seeing if you can make a quarter. And I started DJing for weddings. Randomly, GI Bill wasn't really paying the bills, so I wanted some extra cash, and I did it outside of high school, and had a knack for it, and I loved it. It was basically you're a paid wedding crasher, and I loved every bit of it. And it was parties and a lot of fun. But it actually turned out to be really profitable, and I got so popular, I hired my best friend, and then hired my next friend. And to date, Island Sound is under the radar, but one of the biggest things I've ever done. We average 30 weddings a week, 30 weddings and special events a week throughout the eastern seaboard of the United States and into central United States. We have hubs in Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Charleston, South Carolina, Tampa, and of course here is our home base, Atlanta, Georgia as well. So it's doing really well. Also in college, Woody reminded me of this, like I could forget, but I started a food truck in college, Coasters, if nobody remembers, it's okay. And actually entrepreneurs in the entrepreneurship class, y'all still do the project where you create like a business concept and
Sort of, yeah.
okay, well that was mine, and I don't know if it was because I just completely lost my mind or if I was trying to impress a girl. I took my concept and just did it. Everybody thought it was a really great idea, and at the time it was food trucks were so popular and trendy, and maybe they still are, but my mistake is that I didn't really do the research in the county, and the county does not like food trucks. They hate food trucks, particularly on the islands. So I did it. It was a lot of fun. It was my $50,000 lesson, I call it, education. But I did end up selling it, not because it actually didn't make money. It did make money. It was fun and it was profitable. It was just a lot of work. It was really hard. I fell into it's not like a restaurant. It's you don't have to pay rent, and you can do whatever you want. You can open up whenever you want. Not true, Susan. Not true. It's like owning a restaurant and a full-time manual labor job, and it was really hard. So I sold it whenever my next venture came around, Fuse Frozen Yogurt. I opened Fuse Frozen Yogurt. It's an original frozen yogurt, self-serve frozen yogurt concept that started on St. Simon's Island. It's in Longview Plaza. Our flagship is there right off of Frederica. That was our flagship. Our second store was in Beach Village in Jekyll Island, right across from the Westin. We have a great corner space there. And the third venture, we bought out a competitor of ours and went into the Pier Village on St. Simon's. So we have two awesome tourism location places. and a local flagship, obviously. It's ironic because on an area such like this, like to open up an exact same concept literally 2 miles down the road is pretty insane. But it was brilliant because the village is its own market completely. It's just tourism. Locals actually don't go to the village, and then the locals go to Longview. So there was no cannibalization. So it was really cool. Well, Island Sound continued to grow, and as we went into other markets, we noticed one theme, or just consistent challenge we faced. Each market, particularly the larger ones, had a wedding association, or at the very best, or the very least, a network, a powerful network of friends, and they can be challenging, particularly to break into. And for years, since Island Sound's been in business for about 12 years now, all of my colleagues and everybody in the business said there needs to be one here, and nobody was doing it. So last year, I took up the reins and did it. It's structured as a for-profit trade and marketing organization, which is a little bit of a misnomer, I know, because it's an association. But in my experience, the associations, in my research, the associations that were out there that were any good were well-funded. And the only way to get well-funded, particularly at this stage, was to just do it myself. And my money, my time, my team, and then help bring everybody together in memberships. But it also has a social responsibility. So I feel like this is the closest to politics I ever want to be right now. I feel very responsible for everybody, and I do love it, but it's been, and I'd love your feedback on this. The wedding industry can be quite catty sometimes, and there's a lot of drama that goes in to the wedding industry, if you're not familiar. And so we wanted to build a trade marketing organization where we can promote all local wedding businesses. We have 71 members right now after 2 months, which is really awesome. It shows the desire that we needed this. Our goals for GWA, this is GWA, the Golden Isles Wedding Association, goldenilesweddings.org. Our goals, first and foremost, is to promote our businesses. That's our responsibility. We promote our members, either here locally in the state, and eventually, once we have the budget, nationally. We protect against outside competition. Every week, first off, the wedding industry, if y'all don't know this, per capita, the wedding industry is larger here than any other wedding destination on the East Coast. If y'all do not know that, please, and that's what we're trying to bring attention to. It's huge. So every week we have competitors from other cities and other states that are coming in and eating our lunch. We're a huge target. So all of them from Jacksonville, or from Charleston to even Alabama, Atlanta, they're coming in and taking advantage of our economy when there's no need to. There's all the talent is right here. We have our caterers, we have our cakes, we have our DJs, we have our everything. So we protect against outside competition. So one of our criteria for the membership is that you have to have a business license in this area. We wanted to create a drama-free, click-free zone. So everybody's welcome to join. This is not another friend group. There's several of those out there. We wanted to make it fair and open for everybody. Our directory that's coming out, which is going to be powerful, that's coming out April 1st. We have a lot of community supporters that are going to help us promote that, the Chamber being one of them, the CVB. We partnered up with Elegant Island Living, Brunswick News Publishing, Jekyll Island Authority. All of our venues and members are going to be using this directory to help promote local businesses. So it's going to be basically a community-wide vendor referral list, and that launches April 1st. The college has helped us with one very large project. I want to give them credit for this. So people don't understand the wedding industry, so in order for them to understand it, and in order for us to have a voice, we need to understand it and know what the numbers are. And there's never been an economic impact study based on the wedding industry until now. So Dr. Matthews, and with Skip's approval and help, with the Reg Murphy Center, is conducting a pro bono, I might add,
What?
It's the fine print there, Skip. They're conducting an impact study for us, so we can understand, how much money we're talking about. And I'll leave you with this when it comes to money. 25 weddings a week, a very conservative number. 100 people a wedding, another conservative number. If each one of them spends $1,000 in this community, everything from a hotel room to restaurants to a gallon of gas, that's $130 million that is flowed in. And that is not even scratching the surface. That's not factoring in the expense of the weddings themselves, anywhere from a $10,000 budget to a $50,000 budget. It's not factoring in the jobs that the wedding industry provides. It's not factoring in a number of things. So this is one of the things that the college is going to help us with. So.
Thank you very much. Also, Dr. Melissa Trussell is a member of the Reg Murphy Center and has cats. So she fits in real well. Are there questions of Justin?
What's been your biggest struggle with the wedding business so far? And as a follow-up to that, you're saying the outside competition is coming in and eating everyone's lunch. How are you protected against that? How have you been able to do that?
Great. The challenge is, frankly, the drama. There's rumor mills going around. The wedding network is a very close network of people. And not everybody likes each other. Not everybody supports each other, but we're all kind of a family in one way. And like every great family, we fight. And there's, I hate that company because they screwed up that flower that one time, and I don't like this company because whatever. So we wanted to make a drama-free, open environment. So my biggest challenge is this: maybe the naysayers out there, people that are like either spreading rumors that are not true or just kind of disapproving of this in general. I'm trying to reach out to them just in kind of a PR way. And I've said it 100 times, like, listen, this is not a clique, it's not a cool kids group. This is open to everybody. This is open to all businesses that want to participate. So that's one of my challenges I'm working on, and we have a couple of things we want to do. The second part of your question, outside competition. The idea is that our venues are the resource. The venues are the boss. The planning starts at the venues. Jekyll Island Club, King and Prince, a couple of our members. We have many, many more. At the West End Convention Center, it goes on and on. Basically, in order to operate here, they're going to be utilizing our directory as their vendor referral list. And that's a very sacred term or phrase if you're in the wedding industry, the vendor referral list, because that is basically how people get business. And so one thing that people understand in the industry is that all they want to do is just be on a vendor referral list. Like, please put me on your vendor referral list. And in that, there's a lot of drama. Hotels are like, who do we add? Who don't we add? They have people coming in off the streets that, kind of get up mad at them because they're not on their list. Well, now they can wash their hands completely clean of that and say, listen, if you want to be on our list, you just have to join you and be in the directory, and then we'll promote you just like we promote everybody else. It's a way of leveling the playing field and making it equal for everybody, except for our outside competition. You have to have a business license here. Actually, we've expanded that a bit to support our neighbors. Glenn County, Camden County, McIntosh County being the three primary ones. We wanted to be friendly. We just wanted to cut out the real, we don't need metropolitan areas like Savannah or Jacksonville, just our neighbors right here. Cost of membership starts out at $225 a year. That's a good question. That makes $225 with the print advertising in our digital directory. That's less than $21 a month, which is the cheapest in print advertising that you can do in this area, period. It's less than 20, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, to be actually in print, there's 20,000 copies coming April 1st. And you're also gonna have a URL link that people are gonna attach on their emails to send out to their leads. So you're literally gonna be in front of the eyeballs of thousands of bride and grooms for less than $20 a month.
Question for you. I actually had the opportunity of working for a for-profit association in my past background, and you're smart to go down that path. That being said, however, you have to continue to add value, and members understand what that benefit is. Are you looking at expanding this past this market for this association?
No, not for GWA. I love this business concept, but for right now it's very unproven because I'm still struggling with it. And in fact, I've studied for-profit associations, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. So associations first off, nonprofits, everybody gets paid, right? But in order for me to invest the time and money, I had to protect my investment and just unleash enterprise and capitalism, because I could make it much better and much quicker, like with all my resources, and that's why I did that. Thank you for bringing that up. I'd love to hear about that after this, because I'm studying for-profit associations. But we still have a social responsibility, and the democracy here is that, hey, if we don't do our job, they're going to stop renewing their memberships and we go out of business. So.
2 questions. First, is it too late to get into that publication? What's your deadline?
Thank you. Deadline is March 15th for all new memberships and upgrades. There's tiered memberships based on certain benefits. To your point, adding value. There's a basic membership, which is the $250. It goes up to bronze, silver, gold. And a lot of that, the most significant, is the placement in the directory. So if you go to our website, goldenilesweddings.org, you're going to see kind of the layout of the directory under the join page and the memberships. So it's not too late.
Okay, the second question is, we used to have a wedding show here, and I understand that that's no longer taking place.
That's correct. Yeah.
Is there something in the books for future?
So the problem with the business bridal show here, that's a great question. I'm fairly good friends with Buff Levy and Brunswick News Publishing, and which is Golden Isles Bride, which does the show. Problem with the show here is that the market's not big enough for actually in-town bride and grooms. This is a destination wedding place. That means they're coming from Chicago, they're from Texas, so they're not going to come here twice just to go to a bridal show. So there's a little fault in that concept here. Now they do very well in Atlanta, and I would love for Jiwa to represent the Golden Isles in Atlanta show or big markets like that. But here it just doesn't work, or it just hasn't in the past. I'm not saying there's never. Now there's a smaller business version of that, a business model of that a couple of our members are experimenting with the idea of doing, where it's more of the problem with the bridal show is you don't get serious clients. So you don't get actual serious bride and grooms. You have everybody that's had a boyfriend for 20 years, and but you get to everybody that just wants free food and free pictures and stuff, So that's just the problem with it. It's a lot of free food and a lot of waste and a lot of cost. The other business side of that, or concept with the bridal show, is to make it more invite only and a little bit more kind of exclusive, where we can actually get real leads and real bride and grooms, and we're working on that. Yeah.
So you're kind of talking about how Island Sound grew from St. Simon's, and then you had to kind of put hubs in different cities, and now you actually have hubs in different cities, so you probably do have business licenses in those other cities. And it sounds like you were really smart and kind of feeding the machine, growing vertical to kind of basically create an association to help your business here. And all the other people here, are you afraid or concerned of these big dogs, like you said, from Atlanta or Jacksonville or Savannah or wherever, would just decide to open up a hub in St. Simon's?
Bring it on. I mean, I look for just, and I love that question. I have always loved competition, and I know that sometimes in entrepreneurship classes, please listen to me. Competition is good. It's so good. Without competition, we all die. We really do. And the entrepreneurs that don't understand that or that feel threatened by it are just, they have a narrow field of view and they're looking like this. I actually, well, I can't say that out loud, but I love competition. And so I think it makes us all better. But to that point, Jiwa is a way of us getting competitive. It's a way of us getting in the game. Yeah, it's kind of funny that I'm going into these other markets and doing the exact same thing that I'm trying to protect us from.
Yeah, as a follow-up though, it sounds like you're not wanting competition because you're not allowing. I mean, it sounds like I think that you don't want these guys coming into the market, and that's stopping competition or the open market.
Well, yeah, I get it. But see, you can love competition and still be competitive. You have to be competitive to survive, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is to be competitive in the industry. I'm trying to do what the other large wedding markets already do. They protect their markets. So yes, I'm not saying I love competition, so I'm not going to compete with anybody. I'm saying I love competition and I want to get in the game and I want to compete. And this is a way for us to compete against the outside threats, the people that are really coming in and eating our lunch. And the competitors here, that's kind of the relationship I'm talking about, the local competitors. I wanted to create a safe environment where we can come together and network and share ideas here locally to support our community. And that's where the competitors, I want them to kind of enjoy being around each other a little bit more.
Another question.
It's not really a question. I just wanted to compliment you because the way that you guys launched it, I'm friends with Emily and
Yeah.
Earl, and it was, I'm like, what are you girls talking about?
Yeah.
And I had to wait a couple of days, and I thought that was super smart because then I checked back. I'm like,
Thank
what are
you.
you girls doing? And
It was a splash. Yeah, we did a buzz marketing campaign, entrepreneurship class. We literally buzzed for like a week, and then we splashed. And we started with 7 founding members. They were also the biggest names. Some of the biggest. Excuse me, don't quote me. Some of the biggest names in the area. And whenever we launched, it was like this has been here for years. Where is this? Why can't I be a part of this? And I think that's one of the reasons we've gone from 7 members to 71 in 2 months, which is unheard of. Yeah.
Another question.
Okay, so being a current bride, I know right now it is very important for brides to have packages because we don't like dealing with a bunch of vendors at the same time. I'm a non-stress bride. I just wanted to have one person do everything for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I get pin-free rate of control, but I want you to know the day of and do what you need to do. So would you guys eventually in the future look at doing packages where
We get that question all the time.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, and we're working on that. We bought goldenilesweddings.org, which was easy. We actually auctioned and bought goldenilesweddings.com. And we are going to, the ultimate goal was one day to create kind of a commercialized side of the Wedding Association that's powered by the Wedding Association, where we can be a full planning process and we could do packages. We're working on that. We wanted the .org to be kind of our political side, here's how to join, and our .com to be, thank you, our .com to be like more commercialized, doing planning, even a storefront, like come here. There's a business model out there, I think Atlanta has the bridal bar, where a bride and groom can, instead of going to 20 different venues and vendors, they can come to one place to plan their wedding, and by the way, have a mimosa and get a massage and do all kinds of cool stuff, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely cute.
Another question. Thank you very much, Justin.
Hey, I love this. I love this.
And there is a little bit of corporate swag.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all. Next time we meet will be March 7th, is that right? Please put that down. If you want to present, please call us, reach out. We're glad you're here and have a good rest of the day. Thank you.